So we all have a purpose in life, and that's something that if you've ever thought about, I know when I was younger, I would often have thoughts of, you know, what's this life about? What are we on earth for? And it's hard to explain because I was younger, like much younger when I had those thoughts. But now I'm starting to have those thoughts more about what's the purpose of life? Like why are we on this earth? And I'm starting to realize that we're on this earth to fulfill ourselves and to live happy and live joyous and be free and have all the things that we want to make our lives pleasurable and happiness and have happiness. And the one thing that I'm finding is the true happiness comes from within, and being able to help other people in a true way, to really be able to help people and help guide them and show them things and get that light bulb. You know, when I have somebody that the light bulb goes off with, it really, it's really fulfilling. And for me, I've always been the type that likes to help people, but I think down in the very root of it, for everybody, the purpose to be on this earth is to help other people, and everybody's going to have their own different ways of helping. It could be talking to people, it could be, donating money to help people, but it's just in the core of it is just to help people. That's really why I think that we're all here. And during and through our lives, it's easy for us to go down and think in more from selfish terms and think about ourselves and not really think about how we can help others, because we're too busy thinking about how we can help ourselves. And this is a mentality that, through our conditioning of our lives, of, people around us, the things that we're taught, the things that we see, all lead to this feeling of inadequacy or not enough, a lack of abundance, that we just need to make sure that we've got what we need and everyone else can figure it out for themselves. But that's really not the way that this world and our lives, ultimately, to reach that joyous moment of internalization, we need to realize that we shouldn't be selfish. We don't need to be selfish, because there's more than enough for everybody. There's not a lack of anything. And once you start to realize that there's not lack, and that you have within you everything that you're ever going to need, it's already within you. You just have to allow it to come out, and then just allow a free flow of the truth, and when I say the inside of you of the truth is the truth, whereas these outside influences that kind of tarnish our thinking, those aren't truths. Those may be somebody else's truths in their lives that they've just put onto us, but we don't have to wear those truths. We can decide for ourselves what's true and what's false. And then through just continuing to believe it and telling yourself the same thing, then you will have that show through in your life. And when you go to look within yourself on how you can help other people, it's important to not force anything, and you want to make sure that you're coming from the best place possible. You want your true inside to know that what you're doing is right, and make sure that it feels right. Because as you go through and try to be a better person and live happy, more happy, and try to strive for that joyous life, you have to make sure that you're doing it and it's not being forced. Because if it's forced, it's not right. And none of this should really be hard. It should just come out. It should be a free flow of, just more abundance and happiness in your life. And as soon as you start to do that, everyone around you is going to be happier, because they're going to see that your happiness, it's going to permeate from you. Like, it's contagious. You'll always be in a good mood. You'll always, have good vibes going out, and people pick up on that. And, it's easy to fall off of the wagon, per se, to forget what we're doing and let our minds go back into the negativity and not really focus on the joyous, positive things that we're trying to do in our life. And that's going to happen. I mean, that happens to me. I'm sure that happens to everybody. Even the best people that live the most joyous lives, it's going to happen where you're going to have those bad thoughts, but you don't have to let them conquer you. You can just accept those thoughts and say, you know what, I acknowledge that, find the good out of whatever the negative is, and then just let it go. You don't need to eternalize somebody else's fears or somebody else's anger. There's no sense. It's not going to do you any good by allowing that to come in and kind of eat away at you. And I know, through our lives, through the daily grind, it's real easy to fall into that, especially, with all the things on social media where people will really vent out. They use those platforms to really vent out their frustrations, their anger, and they're joyous too. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely a lot of positivity on those platforms, which, if you can just absorb that and then just kind of quickly scroll past the negatives, I think you'll be fine. But if you're sitting there and you start to internalize somebody else's pain or anger, all you're doing is you're just going to cause more of that to come into your own life through that. And, it's not that you're going to be cold-hearted or mean or that you don't care. It's just that it's not doing you any good. Like, really, if you start to do something and it's not making you feel real good, and if you're able to stop yourself and say, hey, what is this doing for me that's going to, is it bringing you any goodness to your life? Because if it's not, then really there's not any sense in eternalizing that or putting any emotion behind that, because whatever you put your emotion behind and you eternalize, within yourself, that's what you're putting out, and that's what's going to come back into your life. So always focusing on the positive, be your glass is half full type of person. You don't have to be where my glass is half empty. You can really make this world and shape it within your mind, and just take the things out that are good. Just see the things that are good, and then just try to push the bad out of your mind, and just move through every day, just remembering that that's what you're doing. And I feel like you're going to be happier. You're going to make the improvements upon the things that you want. All of the things that you want in your life can all be yours, just through the change of the mindset. Just change your mind, and you'll change your life. Change what you have on the inside, how you think, how you feel, and really practice at it, really try at it, and you'll find through time it's going to become easier, and you're just going to naturally start being a happier and more positive person. And you'll find that even the most negative people in your life, once you become more positive, they're going to stop. Their negativity is going to seem like it's not as bad, because you're not going to be eternalizing it and feeling what they're saying. If they're coming at you with negativity, you'll just kind of, to blow it off, and it's not going to set with you. Therefore, in yourself, you're going to start to view them in a different light, in a more positive light, which is just it's a very good cycle of positivity, because the less that the negativity from somebody else is affecting you, without them even realizing it subconsciously, they're going to realize, well, my negativity is not doing anything to this person, and then they're just going to stop with it, because they're not getting out of it, the attention or whatever it is. Because whenever sometimes people will come with the negativity to try to get sympathy or anything like that, some type of a negative attention, which if you don't, think about it like with children. If you have a child, it's constantly, being bad or yelling or crying or whatever it is without good purpose. They're just doing it to try to get attention. And if you just ignore it, then they're just going to stop, and it's not going to matter. And it's the same thing in your lives. If you just ignore the negativity, you'll be able to move past it, and then, focus on the positivity, and it's a really good thing. And, coming back around to the reasons that we're all here on earth, and, helping people in any way that you can, and doing it from your heart, being caring, very caring, happy, and really just on the inside, it's important to know within your soul and within yourself that you're a good person, and that the things that you're doing are because you want to be good. It's not because you want to get anything to gain from it, which, you know, the material possessions and the material gains that we have in life, those are all definitely a good thing, you know, a good side effect of doing things in the right way. But ultimately, you don't want those things to be your main purpose in doing, you know, things in your life. You don't want to do it just because you want that new house or that new car. You need to do it because you really want to help other people. And then once you feel that on the inside and you know that you're doing it because you want to help other people, that's when things were really going to get going real good for you in life, because you're putting out all of that positivity, and then you're just doing it in the right way. So it's all going to come back to you, you know, tenfold of what it would be if you were doing it not with the helping people in mind, if you were doing it more for just the material possessions, which, I mean, this works regardless. I mean, you can look at how it works with negativity. If you put a lot of negativity into something, that's what you're going to get more out of in your life. So it works regardless. It's just to have the maximum effect. It's to really want to be a good person down on the inside. Internalize that, put that out for everybody to see, and then the things that are going to come to you are great. And again, in our daily lives, you know, people are always going to try to put the negativity out there and try to seed that negativity into you, but you don't have to accept it. It's really, it's your mind, it's your choice on what you want to enter your mind. And if you don't want thoughts or feelings because, you know, when you have a thought, that's going to lead to an action, and then that action is going to lead to a feeling, and then that feeling is going to lead to another thought. So it's a big cycle of, you know, your thoughts, actions, and feelings. So the more positive that you can put into that cycle, the more positive that you're just in, the more happy you're going to be. And just the positivity is really the name of the game. So I want to thank you for checking out the video, and I hope there was something in here that helped you a little bit. And if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me. And until next time.